Hi, and welcome to another episode of All Things Considered. Tonight, I'm doing I'm doing a video on the poverty guidelines for the United States of 2019. This is not including Hawaii or Alaska. I'm going to read these off because this is what the national poverty guidelines are. Now, for Seattle, the guidelines are a little different because for a single person making 60,000 a year, they're considered in poverty, whereas every other state it's considered different. Persons and families, households, poverty guidelines of one is $12,490 a year. If you're making that much or below, you are considered in poverty. Most people that are considered in poverty are the ones that are on SSI, Social Security, and also welfare and VA benefits. I'm not for sure what the minimum wage thing is, but if you're two people, you're making 16,910. So if you have a wife or have a girlfriend and you're living together, you need to be making 16,910. For four, it's 25,750. For five, it's 30,170. Six, 34, 590. Seven people, it's 39,10. And for eight people, it's 43,430. Now, persons living in Alaska, if you're a single person, you're able to make 15,600 and still be in the poverty level. Number two, it's 21,13, which means that you got to make, for two people, if you're making 21,130, you're in poverty. For three, it's 26,660. Four, it's 32,190. Five, 37,720. Six, 43,250. Seven, 48,780. Eight, 54,310. And even with eight people in your family and you're making 54,310 for eight people, that's poverty level in Alaska. In Seattle, if you're a single person making 60 grand a year, you can't afford to buy Cristal anymore because you're in poverty. Now, for Hawaii, for a single person, it's less than in Alaska. If you make 14,380, you are in poverty, probably because the cost of living is high there. And two is 19,460. For three in your family, it's 24,540. Four is 29,620. Five is 34,700. Six, 39,780. Seven is 44,860. And eight is $49,940. For families and households with more than eight persons, add 5,080 for each additional person that's in Hawaii. Now, having said that, I'm going to go into the heart of my video that I wanted to do. Income gains for many, but no change in poverty rates for Seattle and King County. Now, when they say poverty rates, they're including the person making $60,000 a year as part of, because now they say because the cost of living being so high that $60,000 a year is now considered low income for a single male or a single female. The share of Washingtonians living below the federal poverty threshold declined from 11 to 10%. That can't be. Because if the cost of living is so high in Seattle and you make $60,000 a year, the federal poverty level is $12,000 a year. That's the federal poverty level. So if you're making $60,000 a year and you can't afford to live there, there is something wrong with you, Seattle. Seattle, you have allowed something to affect you, and you have a virus. You need to be defragged. That percentage from 11 to 10% between 2017 and 2018, according to new census data released Thursday, Washington was one of 14 states in which poverty rates fell between 2017 and 2018. Now, when they say poverty, they must not be counting people that are making minimum wage. They must not be counting people that are on SSI, Social Security, VA benefits, and welfare. They must not be counting those four people, because if they're counting those four people, poverty would not have dropped. The rates and the percentage would not have dropped. Washington's poverty rate is lower than the poverty rate in most states. How can that be? 8 states, Hawaii, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Maryland, Minnesota, Colorado, Utah, and Massachusetts, have lower rates. Across the nation, only Connecticut saw an increase in poverty rates. Poverty rates for Seattle and King County, 11% and 9.3% respectively, remain statistically unchanged since 2017. That means that there's not been more people going into poverty. The persistence of poverty amid Seattle's growing affluence is striking, said Jennifer Romich, director of the West Coast Poverty Center. I'm going to give her a call. I will do that. I will give her a call, and I will find out exactly what's going on, and I'll report back to you, because this does not sound right. West Coast Poverty Center at the University of Washington and an associate professor of social work. While many people benefit from our strong local economy, we should keep in mind that 1 in 9 residents live below the poverty line. It's more than that. Poverty varies by household size. A single person under the age of 65 is considered poor if their total income falls below $13,064. See, that's not right, because your cost of living is so high that I've been told through reliable sources, very reliable sources, which I'm not allowed to put right here, right now, but I will. If I get permission, I will report back. But my reliable sources said that if you're single in Seattle and you're making $60,000 a year, sorry about that, somebody knocked at my door. Anyway, they're saying that it's $13,064 for a single family. They must be talking about people that are making minimum wage. But a reliable source, which I told you about, which I told you if I could get permission, I would put their source, I would put their name down. They've told me that a single male in Seattle making $60,000 a year is still in the poverty level. Now it says here, a family with 2 adults and 2 children is poor with income between 24. Yes, they've got to be talking about people on minimum wage. And people on disability benefits. They're not talking about people that are making $100,000 to $200,000. This is all they're counting, is people that are on SSI, Social Security, and welfare, and all that stuff. Well, I'm going to call and I'm going to ask Jennifer Romich. I'm going to ask her if I can get a printout, or if I can get a link to what the city as a whole is making, because they're going by something totally different here. They're saying that the poverty line has went down. It says here, poverty also varies around the region, with Renton and Redmond having smaller percentages of residents under the poverty line, 7.5 and 5.5, respectively, and Kent, 15.5%, and Federal Way, 15.8%, having higher poverty rates. Following the recent trend, households in Washington saw statistically significant increases in income between 2017 and 2018. State median household income rose 4.4 to $74,073 in 2018. At $93,481, median income was even higher in Seattle, a year-on-year gain of 7.7. Yes, see, what they're doing is they're taking an area and they've got people in the $13,000 a year and people in the $100,000 a year, and they're going the median income. Okay, so they're counting that as they're not talking about the ones that are making low income. They're just going by the ones, and that's how they're doing this. I see what they're doing. It says here, if you're making 95,000 in 2018, a 13.8 increase in the number of households with earnings above 200,000 a year. Nationwide income, see, they want to quote rates from the low income, so like SSI, Social Security, welfare, VA benefits, and that they want to count that, but they do not want to say that that's what they're doing it from. They're doing that from the lowest of incomes, and they're using statistics from the highest of incomes. You can't do that. It says here nationwide income equality increased between 2017 and 2018 in Washington State and in the Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue metropolitan area. Income inequality has increased since 2010, but did not change significantly between 2017 and 2018. For more information, contact Ramich at uw.edu. So that's what I'm going to do. Find out more about that. Anyway, if you have any info about this video, if you know something I don't know, if you are, say, low income, I'm not coming down on you. Low income, no income. High income, doesn't matter. Your comment all means the same. Whether you make no money, make a little money, or make a lot of money, if your comment is relevant to what I say in my videos, put it in a comment below. I would love to talk to you about it. I want to know what both sides of the fence are going through. I really do. Both sides of the fence really need to come together and see how they can help each other get into the middle. I don't want the rich to come down, but I don't want them to keep the poor low. If you're making loads and loads of money, that's fine. I'm not going to try to bring you down. But in the same instance, I don't want you to try to keep the low income down. I want you to allow the low income to get up to where maybe you're at. If you have an idea for another video that you'd like to see, please put it in the comments below. I would love to work on it for you and with you. If you like my videos, hit the big old thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe to my videos, please subscribe. I'm doing everything I can to try to make my videos a little shorter. If you know of a way for me to do that, if you know of a way for me to do my videos shorter and get more to the point, please put them in the comments below. I need all the help I can get here. It's just me, a video, you and myself, there you are, you and me. I'm on my tablet, so it's hard for me to keep track of where that little pointer's at. Right over there, yes. It's just you and me talking together, trying to make Seattle and America and the world a much better place to live. This has been All Things Considered. Have a good night, Seattle, America, and all points beyond.